Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to the Dark Souls livestream series. It's been a while since I last recorded this. I believe it was in October of last year. It could have actually been September. Maybe September of last year. I mean, usually a person who intends to discuss when they last recorded something will check when they last recorded it, but no, you see, that would be far too logical. You may realize, well, yes, you would have realized, because it is in the title of the VOD and in the video, so whether you're watching live or watching after the fact, you will have noticed that we've gone from a strength build, as I recall, to a pure bow build, without the previous build having reached its conclusion. The answer to your question that you no doubt have as to why that is the case is that I have no desire to continue playing the Xbox 360 version when I can now record PC comfortably. Those of you who only watch Dark Souls stuff, I don't know if there are even any of you who can be described in those terms, but yeah, a lot has happened between the last time I was recording Dark Souls and now in terms of my setup. My PC recording setup is such that I can now record PC games with a greater degree of comfort and to a higher standard. That is pretty much how I would describe that. And what that means is that I have no real reason to record on Xbox 360 anymore. There is almost no discernible difference between my console setup and my PC setup, which means that the entire reason behind me recording Xbox 360 has just gone out the window. The Xbox 360 version, needless to say, is at a lower frame rate and also will consistently drop frames, so there is no reason for me to play it at all. It's just shit. I do not want to finish that build so badly that I'm going to return to the Xbox 360 version, so you guys are just going to have to live with an incomplete build there. Interestingly, I did have 2 recordings that I recorded in September that I never uploaded because my intention was to record a third video to act as the final part. It was going to be well, they were all going to be fused into one recording, but that never happened. So, PS3 20 FPS version is best, yes. In fact, 20 FPS would be a general estimate as to the... or rather, a generous estimate as to the general FPS level that you reach in the PS3 version. Oh, and that went down weirdly. Alright, let's begin. I think I've got audio levels fine. They just happen to be fine. I checked them, and they are perfect. For the game, that is, so that's good. This particular profile. Now, I should probably talk about what my plans are as far as recording the PC games. This is the original PC version, as written in the title of the video. I felt that if I were to write Prepare to Die Edition, it might not make it clear that I'm playing the original PC version at a glance. I've literally written original PC version, so there you go. It's not going to be hugely different to the remastered version, particularly to the eyes of those who know very little about the differences. But anyway, these are the profiles that I have in the original version here. Obviously, most of my time spent in Dark Souls has been on the PS3 version many years in the past. But these are the profiles that I have here. There isn't one that I can think of that I would pick up to record in this series. I just don't think that would be appropriate. I have definitely considered the possibility of me doing a build in one of these, or on one of these characters, with one of these characters, however I want to phrase it. But the reason why I wouldn't do that is because you haven't seen the birth of the character, you haven't seen where it's come from. So there's a certain lack of intimacy there. I think it would be best to wait until I make a character. So let's say, for example, I'm changing thoughts now to offer better clarity. If I wanted to do like a new game plus 6 build, just for the hell of it, I would use this character here, the one that I've named Artorias. It is a character that is using The Artorias Greatsword, Artorias Great Shield, full Artorias armor set. Basically an Artorias character. The purpose behind this character is to get to, you know, the highest soul level possible by reaching... Is it New Game Plus 7? Is that the highest you can reach? I forget now. But basically, constantly doing the game over and over and over again to get to the highest soul level possible. I think I'm at New Game Plus 4 on this character at the moment. I can actually check based on the number of Rings of Favor and Protection I have. That's how I'm actually able to see, otherwise I just forget my New Game level. But yeah, I was considering maybe doing a run with that character, but again, it's a character that you wouldn't be familiar with, you haven't seen the journey, so I don't know if that would be an appropriate thing to do. Anyway, let's worry about creating a new character for the moment. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to get out my keyboard. Well, it's not really away, it's just down on the ground, so... Down on the ground? Yes, it is a wireless keyboard. I use wireless keyboards. I haven't even considered the name that I'd like to use for it. A pure bow build. What's a name that I'd like to use? Well, I'll probably go with a female character. I hate it when... You see, this happens every single time I make a character. There has never been any consideration given to what I should name the character before I've gone live, and quite frankly, I don't think you guys are all that interested in me taking time to consider what name would be appropriate. Well, what we could do... We could have a story around this girl, you know, she's an aristocrat who has fallen to the very low status of Wanderer. Now, I don't know if I would use Wanderer for a pure bow build. I'm going to have to take some time to work out what I'd like to do with that. Thief might be more appropriate. Did I do a Thief for my Dexterity build? I think I started with a Dexterity build in this livestream series, didn't I? I seem to recall that. So, yeah. Maybe I wouldn't want to do a Thief again. Oh, New Game Plus 6 is the highest you can reach. Well, thank you for reminding me of that. One thing that you need to realize is that even between the last time I was recording Dark Souls and now, and that's probably, you know, something like 4 months, because I'm still not even sure when I was last recording, there will be things that I've forgotten even then, so... Yeah, it's this problem where I'm constantly going back and forth between different series and just absolutely giving myself to them. You know, recently, my head has been in Monster Hunter to an extreme degree, so I just forget about certain things relating to the Soul series. Anyway, don't want to do Bandit. So really it's between Wanderer and Thief, as usual. Obviously bow builds are going to be quite focused on dexterity. Really, the choice that you make depends on what stats you want at the very beginning. That's what's important. So, I think I'd want a little bit more endurance, just for the additional stamina, although 1 point of endurance is not going to make a huge difference. Do you start with a bow? Which of these two starts with a bow? I know one of them does. Maybe both of them do. Well, what I can see is that there is nothing equipped on the back of this character that resembles that of an arrow pouch, whereas in the case of this guy, looks like he might have an arrow pouch. So I'm gonna go with a Wanderer. I suppose I shouldn't be saying this guy, I am playing as a female. That is a very dumb question, Juvenator, and quite frankly I don't need to furnish you with an answer, because I'm sure you can work it out for yourself. You know that Thief doesn't start with a bow. Okay, well, if you know that to be sure, then I may as well start with a Thief, and then work on getting a bow at that point. What I hope is that if I don't have a bow at the start... Oh, come to think of it, I do actually have a list of... Yeah, you see, I actually have a very clear indication of what the characters start with. It is between the visual representation of the character and the stats of the character. It's in that middle frame there. Should I find one that starts with maybe a hunter starts with a bow? A hunter does start with a bow, and you know what? We're going to do a hunter. She's not going to be bald, incidentally. We will work on her hair, but yeah, we're going to just go with slim. I generally don't do very slim because I don't so much enjoy playing as a skeleton. Some people might enjoy playing as skeletons, but I'm not really that into that. Hair can probably be... I mean, that's fine, yeah. Is that an aristocratic hairstyle? Possibly not. That's looking a bit more aristocratic. And she can have silver hair, that's quite fine. Pretty much every time I make a face, I mean, this is quite fine as a starting face, I will say, but every time I want to make a face, I'll just do the random. See, now that's quite fine. She's looking a little bit... See, she looks like she's out of her depth. That's the face that she's got on right now. She's rather uncomfortable with the circumstances. She's been thrust into this situation where she has to fend for herself with a bow or something. Maybe she was taught how to use a bow by her retainers or something, I don't know. Yeah, start the game with this character. Look at her face. I don't know if you can see it from a distance there, but she looks really quite perturbed. Well, there you go.
In the age of ancient.
That's a bit loud. Usually the movie's a bit louder than the rest of the game. I do have every reason to believe that the volume of the game is appropriate, so there you go. Alright, how does it feel to be in 60 FPS, guys? Feels a whole lot fucking better than the 360 version. That much I can assure you of with considerable force. Oh yes, put this frickin' keyboard down, I have no need for it. As I was trying to say before I was interrupted by something happening on the screen, or possibly by being asked by a Juvenator in the chat if I play Fortnite, I hope you guys will forgive me if I do use a weapon, if I don't start with a bow. Rather, I would put it in these terms. I'm probably not going to have enough arrows to start with. I am starting with the bow, but I might not have enough arrows in the beginning to only use the bow. So, yeah, one thing to take note of as well is that I'm going to have to negotiate the cost of arrows in the early game, which will probably require me to forego levels. I don't think I'm going to be able to level up quite as much as I otherwise would, because I do need to purchase arrows. Obviously, under normal circumstances, you don't need to make a purchase to continue to use your weapon, unless you consider repairing the weapon to be a purchase, but that doesn't come quite as frequently as needing to buy ammunition for a bow, particularly if you're using the bow as your main method of dealing damage to enemies. So, well, not just your main method, but rather your only method. I don't know why I bother doing that every time. It's better to let him run away. It is worth mentioning that I haven't played a Souls game probably since I last recorded a Souls game. What this will translate to is Doom Link being, I suppose, out of practice. At least a little bit. I need a warm-up. My hands know what they're doing, particularly when I'm playing on a PS3 controller, but maybe that won't be good enough. We'll just have to see what happens. Go and get ourselves an Estus Flask. What I love is that, you know, the boulder just goes through the wall and there's not a single drop of a fucking frame to be seen. But you do it on the console versions and it's like, well, that's some sort of auditory representation of what it looks like in terms of frame drops. I don't know. That level of interpretive noise making is probably unnecessary and does not contribute anything to the viewing experience. Your milkshake, you've gone through a name change. T800, you've gone from milkshake to something slightly less, how do I say, personalized? T800. You sound like a manufactured... for giving them that. you can actually see that in certain situations you will get frame drops in this game. This is not like the perfect, how do I say, port. I don't even know if the remastered version's all that better. I think you still get frame drops in the remastered version, which is kind of funny if you think about it. I don't even know if those are frame drops. I think it's just the game choking. You probably couldn't even call it a frame drop. You're gonna have to forgive me. I don't have the ammunition to... Oh, whoops. I don't have the ammunition to kill this guy. I simply do not. I will do what I can. So, actually, what day is it today? Fucking shit. Is it a Wednesday today? It is a Wednesday today. What that means is that there is a low-frequency hum in the street that is being produced by a garbage truck. And I take no pleasure in that fact. It's always... I mean, I don't know what it is. Why has Wednesday been the day during the week when I've chosen to record? I hate it. I mean, it only lasts for a short time, but I'd rather it not be there. It's fucking distracting. Anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm gonna do what I can to use the bow as much as I can in the early game. But I can only do so much. I can only do so much. Let's go and head to Firelink. I'm sorry if it is in any way ruining your immersion to have me skip cutscenes. The reality is I've seen them plenty of times at this stage, and I believe I've demonstrated them in this livestream series, so forgive me. Technically you'd be getting a better viewing experience by watching them here in the PC version versus the PS3 and 360 versions that I was recording before, but I don't think that's enough to get me to watch it for the 5 billionth time for your benefit. Does that make me self-centered? No, because I think you guys are quite fine with me not playing the cutscenes. If you want to bloody see them, I'm sure you can watch them somewhere out there in the expanse of the internet. You've played this game 209 times, I've seen it all. Well, you're quite dedicated, given that you've counted to the number of 209 for how many times you've played the game. I don't know if I've played the game 209 times, I don't know how I'd be able to count, or even estimate how many times I've played the game, but probably something like that. I wouldn't doubt it. I've played the game over and over and over again ad infinitum. That has been my experience with this game, and that basically led me to step away from it for a number of years because it was driving me insane. But it is one of the best games ever made, so it is understandable that one would feel the compulsion to just keep playing it without stopping. Oftentimes at the start of the game I will go and get the Firekeeper Soul from New Londo Ruins, but I feel less incentivized to do so, given that I am supposedly using a bow and only a bow. And quite frankly, that's going to rape my ammunition. That is also going to be problematic insofar as I will be dealing shit damage to the ghosts. Good day. You little fucker. That's one thing that you just forget that these enemies can do. I wish I had a melee ability with a bow. Like just smack him with the... Are you kidding me? He didn't even intend to avoid that. But one thing that I absolutely need to address is my poor equip load. Clearly I need to be fast rolling with a bow build so that I may more effectively avoid enemy attacks if they close the distance. He's gone flying, hello. I am using a bow, so I may as well do a bit of sniping. How do you feel about that, sir? You fuck. The most insulting thing is when they're just doing their own thing, not even intending to evade you, and they just casually evade whatever you're doing. If I can get you in a position where you're beginning an attack, so that you can't do anything to avoid it, and then I hit you, it fortunately flinches you out of whatever you're doing, so I like that. Let's go and get a Ring of Sacrifice. I always forget to get this thing, and then by the time I'm in the Duke's Archives I don't have a Ring of Sacrifice, and I'm like, well, what the hell am I doing with myself? And then I have to go and get one. That's usually what happens, so if I can get a Ring of Sacrifice now, I don't have to worry about it in the future. We are under control, officially. we don't have to worry about the Ring of Sacrifice for a long time, but again, I don't know if it's how I personally play the game, but I just don't come across Rings of Sacrifice outside of this starting point. Well, sometimes I do, but not all the time. I don't remember where they are. I know that there's a rare Ring of Sacrifice somewhere, which I sometimes end up getting, but yeah, not all the time. Certainly not all the time. How do you feel about that? I just wish there were a melee attack. Hello. He's having a bit of fun before his time is at an end. That low-frequency hum outside, I can assure you, is pissing me off to no end. Because if we were to consider these recordings to meet a certain standard, this is what I would call substandard. Yes. Hello, rat. I'm almost out of ammunition. What I'm doing here, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the bow until I'm out of ammunition. I think you guys would forgive me if I stopped using the bow when I run out of ammunition, so that I may continue playing the game sensibly. I suppose I'm not under an obligation to continue attacking enemies, it's just that I think that would be dumb. What I can assure you of is that this is just for the early game. It will be bow only, going forward. In terms of what bow I'd like to use, I guess I could use the black bow. I think that's what I'm going to end up using. I definitely need to address my equip load. Well. Bullets for my bow, yes. Have to get more bullets for my bow. Could you imagine trying to shoot a bullet with a bow? That would be very interesting. I'm sure you could literally send one flying with a bow and just put it in the string and, well, that was a bit dumb. I'm sure you could just put it in the string and it would go somewhere, it just wouldn't be accurate at all. That would be the main issue with that strategy. Of course, the typical scenario here is you've got this guy sniping you while you're dealing with so many enemies here. I suppose that would be the first real challenging confrontation for a person who's never played before. Well, that's probably not true. Their first challenging confrontation would be with the fucking skeletons because they've gone in the wrong direction, which seems to be something that everyone does. The logical point of progression for people is towards the skeletons. And it was for me too, I will be honest. But because I'd played Demon Souls, I had this sneaking suspicion that that wasn't the direction I was supposed to go in. Now, it was a little different to Demon Souls in that it was open world, so there were different directions you could go in. You didn't go to an archstone and then progress in a linear direction to the end of the archstone. In Dark Souls, obviously, you can go in multiple different directions with no archstones to, I guess, point your way. But there were situations in Demon Souls when you would come across an enemy that was just too damn strong. So, for example, the Red Eye Knight in World 1-1, that is what allowed me, when I first played this game, to go up against the skeletons and realize, okay, they are obviously not for me to be fighting at this stage in my character's progress, or progression, so let's go find something else to fight, and obviously, in conjunction, a different direction to progress in, so there you go. Okay. We are continuing with the short sword at this stage. Oh, that's just lovely. There is a reason why targeting enemies is advantageous, and I'd like to think that it's quite clear as to why that might be the case. I will try to kill the Taurus demon with a bow. I find that killing bosses should be the priority when it comes to using a pure bow build. I mean, it's a bit stupid to be using a pure bow build and you don't even kill the bosses with it. I feel like that's a big part of the process, so I'll try to have enough arrows to kill bosses. What's going on with you? If you could desist, that would be terribly helpful. Were Red-Eyed Knights harder than Black Knights? You never played Demon Souls. No, I wouldn't say so. If anything, I'd say that they were about as difficult. Red-Eyed Knights, I believe, had the same moves as Blue-Eyed Knights. It's just one was really for a different level of character progression than the other. Nihihi says, the man with the skull for a head. Well, we all have skulls for heads, it's just that they are often dressed in what we call flesh and skin and all that. So I think we currently have a short bow, so this is not an upgrade in any sense of the word. We can currently afford 70 large arrows, and I think I do want large arrows. Excuse me. Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly. As I said, I'm going to have to forego levels to be able to afford arrows. It's just what it is. It's the life I lead at this stage. So what I think I will do is I'll save the souls that I get from the boss to level up. Now 73 arrows, I'm hoping, will be enough to get me from here to the boss and kill the boss with the bow. Actually, you know what, this is dumb. I'm going to stand on this frickin' bridge. Well, I don't really need to deal with them. The reason I'm not going to deal with them is so that I don't have to waste my arrows. I can just stand here and pull these guys away. I just realized that it wouldn't be appropriate at all. And I do remember that large arrows actually drift slightly to the right. But yeah, I realized that it wouldn't be appropriate at all for me to run in there with only a bow and deal with 3 enemies simultaneously. That would be kind of stupid. Got another guy over here. He can open that door, if he's capable of doing that. It looks like he's struggling severely with opening that door. I don't think see, I don't want to waste an arrow, so... Fuck. There you go. I've got an itchy eye. My left eye is itchy. Now, my recommendation would be to not scratch your eyeball. Rather, when your eye is itchy, you rub it. You don't scratch it. It is not recommended that one scratches it. What are you doing, man? He's not having a good day today. I've had to assist him in attacking me. He needs a helping hand. Good night. So yeah, obviously I'll try to get better bows where I can and also upgrade them where I can, but... Hello. That must have been considered a counterattack. Oh, you fucker. Yeah, if you're too far away and they're actually ready to attack you, or I suppose you could say if they're in some sort of combat with you from a distance, they will actually just evade out of the way of your arrows. So we'll just try to avoid that scenario. Gold pine resin. Oh, fucking Christ. Yeah, come on, mate. Now these guys with their shields, I'll probably just do this. That's probably more appropriate. That's my feeling on the matter. Ugh, my eye is being... Whoa. Can he hit me from that angle? Or was he just really inaccurate in that moment? And only in that moment? I just have to be sensible with my use of arrows here. It just feels wrong if my arrows are doing so much damage to expend a single arrow to deal just that little bit of health. Or that little bit of damage to get him to 0 health. It wasn't so bad for that previous one that we fought, but some of the enemies we were coming across prior to that point were almost dead with a single arrow, so it just feels wrong to waste another arrow. Hello. Don't really need to deal with both of you. But that is what I'm having to do right now. See, I don't want to waste an arrow to kill them at this point. Just feels like a real waste. Especially considering how much bloody... Oh, you know what? Pure bow build? How about we add crossbows to that? I think that would be appropriate. I think that would be quite appropriate, actually. We're going to fight this guy like this. This is how we're going to fight it. I'm not going to use the ledge or the wall or whatever you want to call it. What I would like, honestly, is better mobility. I'd be really into that. It's probably a bit dangerous of me, wasn't it? I did actually press the button to roll, but it must have been slightly too late. Yeah, see, it's got a lingering effect there. Causes me to continue taking damage. See, I don't want him to do his jumping attacks. I want him to stand in one place while he swings his weapon. That's important, because that keeps him in one place. I don't actually run out of space to fight him under those circumstances. I'm almost out of space, but it's not a big deal because he's dead. Thinking on using the Avalon later on, possibly. Possibly. What I was considering was having a crossbow in the left hand and a bow in the right hand, and then obviously every time I use the bow in the right hand, it'll put the crossbow on my back. And then I can just play triangle, press triangle. I'm playing Dark Souls and pressing triangle. And then I can just switch to the crossbow in the left hand. I think that would be a nice idea. I think that that would be fine. A crossbow is a type of bow, so there you go. The greatest challenge that I experience with this guy is selecting yes to all of his questions. So I'm always skipping through his text at blinding speed. Okay. So that's been taken care of. What I will have to do is make sure that my visual appearance is fine. Please tell me it's fine. It's looking fine, I think. My concern of it's not entirely fine. I'm just dealing with very low lighting conditions right now. So, yeah. Fortunately, it wasn't too bad. Alright, I think we're good to continue. So whoops. Need to make sure my mouse, or my cursor rather, isn't on the screen. I don't mind taking a hit there. I will allocate, I think, all of these souls to leveling up. And then what I'll do is I'll use the consumable souls here, the souls of a lost undead, to buy arrows. I think that would be a good idea. Hey gaming, I don't need to confirm to you that it's a bow build. You can see it in the title. I realise you're asking it conversationally, but yes, it is a bow build. Geez, what are my priorities right now? Health, I think, is a very low priority. I shouldn't really be in harm's way at all. I think endurance is a bit of a priority. I don't read the title. Well, don't know what to tell you, man. So, I think we'll do that with our stats for the moment. I wish I could level up more, I really do. It's just that this is a bit expensive in the early game to be purchasing ammunition. Alright. Oh wow. I'm not going to be able to buy too many arrows here, but it'll be better than nothing. What I will quite obviously do is use my short sword in reaching the merchant. or while trying to reach the merchant. The reason why is because it would be really stupid to spend the same number of arrows, or possibly more arrows, trying to get to the shop just to buy arrows. So, well, I said possibly more arrows than what I'd end up buying. That would be exceedingly dumb. Speaking of Black Knights, I should try and kill the one in fact, that'd be a great idea. I should try to kill the one here in the Undead Burg, so that I may get some souls. I will allow myself to actually use a weapon for any place that I have already cleared. Just in the early game. I do these things because I have to negotiate the high cost of arrows in the early game. It's worth mentioning that I've probably only done a pure bow build once in this game in the past, and that was many years ago, so I haven't really established a good method of dealing with this very low number of souls I have in the early game. I mean, there might be a very effective way to do pure bow, such that you're almost never using a weapon, but I don't know. I'll do what seems to work for me. I can say that for sure. Alright, he's already coming after me, so I'll just beat on him a little bit. Why did you end up repositioning to that location? What was that about? Hello. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm making my way to the Black Knight. Not for anything that he would drop in terms of weaponry, but rather for his souls that he will drop. Alright, what have you got here for me? Firebomb. That's useful, actually. So, I'll deal with all of you guys. I think that would be appropriate. So the good thing about parrying is that you can use it as a means to avoid damage from other enemies. It's just you need to select the correct one to parry. So if one is attacking before the other, you obviously have to hit the one that's attacking first, otherwise you'll get hit by the first one in trying to parry the second one, and then you'll just get hit by both of them and it'll be a sad time. You won't achieve anything, you'll die, or maybe not die, but you'll be at a risk of death, and yeah, it'll be a sad time, just generally speaking. Oh, come on. Look who's still alive. Alright, attack me quickly. Don't waste my fucking time, man. I've got a Black Knight to contend with. Alright. I will never grow tired of the dick shots when parrying these guys. I will never grow tired of it. Oh, right in the nuts. I mean, it's almost as if the sword repositions up to the stomach level, but I don't know. Yeah, see, it sort of goes up to the abdomen. As far as I'm concerned, though, it's a dick shot. It's a dick shot. Alrighty. So with that, we have an extra 800 souls at least. I think I'll use these to level up. I don't think I'll be able to level up more than once, maybe twice if I'm lucky. I haven't actually checked the soul requirement. But what I can say is that even 1 or 2 level ups at this stage will be helpful. We're in the very early game, so a few extra stats would be a great boon to me. Be wary of curses, says Solaire. It's worth noting, and I have a feeling, well, maybe they have a way to tell anyway, but I was thinking that maybe the developers drop messages in the original PC version to gauge the number of people playing the game. Rather, they can probably tell without dropping messages, but, you know, I'm sure they have access to that information. Those player stats. So 2 level ups is fine. Would I focus on dexterity to 20, or do I want to put some points into vitality? Maybe we'll go vitality. I don't want to leave vitality behind. I think these other stats are fine for the moment. So how many arrows do we have? Probably enough to get to the Undead Parish. Almost certainly, actually. We are sitting on 72. 72 again! Wasn't it 72 last time? That is entirely coincidental, let me tell you. Hello. Well, I sort of know how to... Oh, I was going to say I know how to deal with you, but... Oh, how interesting is that? He knows when I'm whipping out the bow. Hello. Your choice to drop your guard was really what caused you to meet your end. I enjoy the timing of bow, particularly with these shield guys. Alright. Now for the rats. Oh, not even a one-shot. Are you kidding me? It's not a one-shot? These guys are a bit healthy, aren't they? You keep the fuck away from me, you disgusting, detestable vermin. I have very little interest in being touched by you, as I'm sure everyone watching at home can appreciate. I felt like I wasted too many frickin' arrows to kill those guys. Well, it would have been 6 arrows, wouldn't it? 6 arrows to kill 3 frickin' rats. What a joke. I'm not impressed. I mean, I could have, you know, done the thing where I whip out the sword to deal the rest of the damage, but I don't like doing that. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't turtle me, mate. See, I haven't used words like turtle in so long because I haven't played PvP Dark Souls in, like, 6 years, at least. Hello. 6 years, shit. I'm having a moment, guys. 2012 was 10 years ago. So, we're looking at 9 years, actually, since I was last doing PvP. Because I left the PvP community in 2013, so... Oh! It'd be more like 8, to be completely honest. I mean, it was like... probably late 2013, but yeah, fine. That was a long time ago. I'm used to saying things like 6 years, 4 years, because, you know... that's how long ago it used to be, but no, time is passing. That is the nature of time. Curious as it may be. The time flows on and on, whether you pay attention to it or not. And I'm gonna do a fun kill with you. Are you kidding me? Yeah, good night. He's a little bit too good at guarding me, you see. A little bit too good. Okay. I will say first and foremost that I'm so much more comfortable playing the game with a PS3 controller. This is the controller that I used to play about 1,500 hours of the game between 2011 and 2013. So, yeah. It's like, it feels like home, whereas that big, bulky, disgusting 360 controller just feels wrong. Why would I be enjoying myself using that abomination of a controller? I don't know. Apparently some people like it, though. Apparently. That's just what I've heard. But I can't really make sense of it myself. Okay. So, we will do the typical thing, where we go over here, pick up the key. Oh, fuck it. Well, fuck off is what I meant to say. But fuck it also, I suppose. Sort of a recognition of the risks that I'm taking. I wish you could pick up your arrows again, but that would be a bit too easy, wouldn't it? Oh! He missed me. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get the arrow out before he could hit me, but he was unable to hit me. That was the reality of the situation. Well, hello. It's not often that you piss off the Boulder Knight just by standing out here, but it does happen occasionally. That's the unpredictable nature of enemy AI in the Soul series. Again, that's the beauty of the timing of bow. You wait for them to begin an attack, and then you hit them with the bow, or shoot an arrow at them. And they will indeed flinch. Yeah. No, you don't. That's the dumbest thing you could have done in that moment. I know you thought it was a good idea, but it really wasn't. You might be a little bit challenging to find. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's got a lot of health. Well, one thing that he's not going to be able to do quite so effectively is parry my arrows. He can try, but he's not going to succeed all that well. Well, it turns out he wasn't too difficult after all. He just takes way too many damn arrows to go down. I don't like that aspect of it, but... Well, you know who might be interesting to fight? This fellow over here. I don't think he's going to be automatically blocking what I'm shooting at him, but... Oh, that's too many arrows. Look how many that's going to take. That's awful. Hello. Look, for the sake of my arrows, I'm not going to do it. Oh, whoops, I fucked up that timing royally. Yeah, sorry, I'm not... There are certain enemies at certain points in the game where I'm just not going to use arrows to kill them because it's not appropriate. Oh, whoops, you got a follow-up going there. I usually just parry them, but I'm not feeling it at the moment. I was supposed to roll before it could get the follow-up out, but that didn't work. As it so happens. Follow-up? You fucker. Come on. Not a very good idea, my friend. I know you thought it was a good idea, but maybe your future reincarnation will have learnt better. Yeah, I don't really know what those big knights are called either. I forgot what they're called. That channeler can bugger off. In fact, they don't respawn, do they? So maybe it would be a good idea to kill them now. Hello? If it's going to be a case of... Oh, fucking Christ. If it's going to be ranged attack versus ranged attack, I really am not too concerned about how we match up. I think you're in for some trouble, mister. And I'll take the additional souls too. I don't know if he's dropped anything, but there's nothing that he would drop that I would want. That's one of the rare scenarios where I actually kill the channeler before going up there and dealing with all the little guys. In terms of arrows, I'll once again have to forego possible levels in order to purchase arrows from Andre the Storer. I don't know what arrows he sells, but I'm sure he sells large ones. I wouldn't doubt it. Well, rather, I'd be rather. Let's not repeat terms. I would be considerably surprised if he didn't sell large arrows, or at least some kind of arrow. What I will do as well is make my way to Firelink. So I'm just going to light this bonfire and then head to Firelink. Well, I'm curious. I'm going to see what he sells. We're going to find out. And you know what? I will actually do... Ooh, what should I do here? I need to hold on to my soul so that I might purchase the Crest of Artorias to do the soul farming thing in the early game. I do think that that would be a good idea. What do you sell? Large arrows, yeah. I wonder if he sells them at a lower price than the male undead merchant. I'm not entirely sure. Holding on to 24 right now. Yes, you will be seeing me. Actually, he might sell a better bow. Let's check. Or whatever, we're quite close to getting the black bow of Hades, although... Don't you actually have to kill him to get it? You have to kill Farius, I think. So, yeah, that might be a tall order. Yeah. I don't think he follows you. I think he... Like, I wouldn't be able to kill him in the same cheesy manner in which I kill the other enemies in the Darkroot Forest. I think I would actually have to manually kill him, which with my current equipment would be totally unreasonable to expect. So, and certainly if we were to use a bow against him, I think we would come off second best. So, maybe getting the black bow is not going to work all that well, unless I can get him to a ledge and kick him off. Which I could do, but, yeah. Not sure if that's going to work. Isn't there a ring? I think it's the Hawk Ring, isn't it, that boosts bow damage? It either boosts bow range or damage, I don't know which of the two, but I will have one of my ring slots occupied by that particular ring. And then maybe I could have a dark wood grain ring as well, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I was just reminded of the fact that the dark wood grain ring was a thing by the mentioning of kicking someone off the edge. That's usually what I do to get the dark wood grain ring from the ninja flip guy. Hello, absurd hero. Let's put that away. Don't really have a ring worth equipping at this stage. I will use the arrows that I have here to deal with the gargoyles. See, the problem is that I don't want to spend any arrow. Oh, fucking hell, I always forget to do this every fucking time. Let's just do it. Oh yeah, that's not much damage to take at all. Why did I do that? That is what you would call a dumb decision. Anyway, let's go and turn in this Firekeeper Soul. What I was actually doing was checking to see if I could consume any souls to get additional, I guess, loose souls as opposed to consumable souls. And the answer was no, unless I wanted to consume my Firekeeper Soul for that purpose, which would be something that I would counsel against aggressively. Don't do that, it's like 2,000 souls. What the fuck are you doing? People do it. People who don't know their head from their assholes when they're playing this game do consume Firekeeper Souls for souls, but don't do it. The reason why it's only 2,000 souls is so that people are not encouraged to use them. They realize very quickly, hopefully, that it's a mistake. You know, it's this big soul, ooh. And then they consume it and they only get 2,000 souls. Well, that should indicate that they did the wrong thing. If, on the other hand, they get something like 10,000 souls, they're going to be like, well, that's exactly what I was supposed to use that for. And we don't want that, do we? Or at the very least, FromSoft don't want that. They don't mind people being tricked in a small way, but they're not going to go out of their way to mislead people. I'm doing reasonably well, absurd hero. I've got 24 arrows. Hello. This sucks, man. Don't waste an arrow, please. Stop it. What should I do? See, I don't want to use a short sword for the boss. How about this? I'll use a short sword for everything else and then I'll save arrows for the boss. How about that? Admittedly, it's not an upgraded short sword, so hopefully you can forgive me for that. Your performance has been, quite frankly, disappointing. Anyway. We don't have a channeler strengthening these guys. In fact, I can probably just go in there and beat on them like that. Oh, maybe let's be a little smarter than that. Complacency kills, especially when you're playing a Souls game. Apparently I didn't end up resting at the bonfire, so I'm down one Estus Flask. I'm quite certain that I didn't end up using one this time around, so yeah. How about that? So they are all dead. Who would have thought? It's actually quite rewarding to kill the channeler before you come here. I, of course, knew that, it's just that I generally don't bother doing that. Because I'm too lazy, or something. Okay. Now, will this number of arrows be sufficient to kill this boss? No, I don't think so. But I will use all of them to get there. To get to that point where they are all dead. Bad idea. Ugh. How much damage is that doing? Not a great amount of damage. Oh, what the fuck? I'm not used to that. No, you don't. I know, you see, I sort of did the wrong thing there. I should have been rolling in a different direction. It's probably not good to face them directly like this. Should probably still try to circle around even though I'm using a bow. Because the thing is, he has the benefit of range also. He's got this big long halberd. Can I roll in time? No, I can't. Down to 17 arrows. Shouldn't have done that. Fucking Christ. You fucker. Fucker. Admittedly, I have not used only a bow to fight these guys in so long, so yeah, that's alright. I will make an allowance for that. Shoot the tail off, no. Well, the tail did actually cause trouble there, I will admit. What's really frustrating about that, for a bow build, is that I'm not getting those arrows back. I just spent all those arrows and I didn't achieve anything. I probably would have had almost enough to kill them both as well, with what I had, so... Oh well. Excuse me, making weird noises now. Just had a weird thing going on in my mouth. Alright. Well, I guess after having said that his performance last time was disappointing, he is back with a vengeance and he is seeking to actually redeem himself. No, you fucking don't. I did the strong attack because I knew that you were doing that, but I was hoping for a little bit more damage through that parry. I'm pretty pissed off about that failure, though. I probably should have been a whole lot more careful when the next one came down. I don't really want to deal with any of you guys, so I'm going to run away. Oh, there's another one over there. See, I usually do. Oh, are you kidding me? How many souls did I lose? About 4,000. Now, what is so frustrating about that is that I could have instead used those to purchase arrows, but I just lost them instead. The entire point to me keeping those was so that I could more easily purchase the Crest of Artorias, but no. That is not going to make it any more... It's not going to save any time, it's not going to make it easier if I just lose the fucking souls. So, there you go. Welcome to Dark Souls. That's the good thing about this game, and all of the games in the series. You do something that you know is fucking stupid, but you've grown complacent and you think you're going to get away with it anyway, and then you don't. You just fucking die. So, I suppose I was deserving of that outcome. I'm pretty pissed off, man. You're gonna have to... Oh, God. That was very well calculated, sir. I'll give you that. You have redeemed yourself after that shameful display in the past. Another Titanite Charm. Well, thank you. How do I feel about the composite bow? I have nothing against it. Oh, fucking hell! I'm barely getting any souls back and I'm putting myself at risk again. Composite bow I think is another good light bow. Fucking eat my ass. I hate these guys, I really do. What I find most insulting about them is that they don't even really give me many souls. I'm putting all this time into killing them. I'm getting 20 souls per kill. It sucks. And I'm unimpressed by it. So obviously what I'll be doing, guys, is using all the arrows that I have, of which I possess 15, and then I'll be switching to the short sword. It is an unupgraded short sword, it's not very impressive. I will probably apply resin to it, if it comes to that. But for the moment, I will use a bow, okay? Deal? Are we cool? Follow up. I don't trust the range. Just gonna try to pay attention to the fight. I'm not having another failure, that's fucking stupid. See, my hope is that I can roll fast enough, but it's not happening. I feel like the damage was a little bit higher at close range. I don't know if I like that. Okay, so the other one's here, so I have to make an allowance for that by avoiding him in that way. As long as one of you are getting hit, I'm happy, but if neither of you are getting hit, then that's stupid. One of them breathing fire is good. If they were both pursuing me aggressively, that would be awful. I never realized how unpleasant it was to fight these guys with a bow. I'm sure I came to the realization at some point in the past. It was just so long ago that I have no recollection of it. Alright, I'm out of arrows, ladies and gentlemen. So what I will do, on account of the fact that this is an unupgraded fucking short sword, I'll apply gold pine resin and do what I can here. Can you not be aggressive? I'll deal with you, seeing as though you're giving me the opportunity. Stop this. Fucking shit. So, I've succeeded in wasting all of my arrows and all of my gold pine resin. That's what I've succeeded in doing at this stage. Not all of my gold pine resin, I wasted one of them. Okay. As long as we get those souls back, I guess it's alright, but that was like 400 souls or some crap like that. So it's not like it's going to be all that impressive. It wasn't 400, it was a bit more than that, but... yeah, sometimes patience is required in the Soul series. Sometimes, most of the time. But particularly in moments such as these. I'm just trying to do a pure bow build. This is not a pure bow build if I'm running around with a fucking short sword, okay? I suppose I just have to put up with it and realize, well, we're in the early game. It's not that easy. I'm doing what I can. I'm literally foregoing the process of leveling up so that I may have arrows to use. Yeah, how do you feel about that, mate? Yeah, you can walk in an intimidating fashion towards me, but... yeah, at least I have my sanity. Yeah, well, I've got a bit of a thick skin for failure in the Soul series at this stage. You have to develop that, otherwise you don't enjoy the game. You simply do not. If you allow yourself to be bothered by what's happened so far, not as much to enjoy, sadly. I do have humanity in my counter. That's one good thing. Oh, fuck off. See, I had a feeling that he was going to hit me out of my attack and then I'd get hit by both of them, but fortunately, the timing worked in my favor. Okay. So, I'm just going to gold pine resin the whole fucking thing. I have no other choice. I don't have the money to purchase any arrows. So here I am. Pure bow build, everyone. Again, it's the early game. You just have to make an allowance for it. I'll cut your fucking tail off. Well, I'll make an attempt to do it. I won't guarantee that I'll succeed in cutting it off, but what I can guarantee is that I will attempt to do it. Okay? Can you get out of the fucking sky? Your friend's coming down, man. He's fucking prolonging it intentionally, you fucker. I'm thoroughly unimpressed at this moment in time, okay? Just to give you a little update on how I stand. Get over here. One of you needs to get over here so that I can do something in the way of... Oh my god, no. See, what they can do is that I can be hit by the fire and then I'm not given enough of an invulnerability period. Oh wow, so now I don't have my gold pine resin anymore because these guys are literally dragging out the fire. Get it? Dragging out the fire? They are gargoyles, technically not dragons, but still. What a great joke, right? I'm so not happy right now. Why are you not doing your thing where you breathe your fire? Things are going to get out of hand if you fail to maintain consistency with your attacking. And I'll have to deal with you then. This sucks. In case you wanted to know, this is not a happy time for me. This is the most I've struggled with gargoyles in recent memory. What the actual fuck on a cracker is going on? Why am I having so much difficulty? You need to fuck off. I can't see shit, okay? Now, if I can't see shit, it's going to be a bit hard to do anything, isn't it? Now, can you get out of the fucking air? Stay right there, sir. No, you're going to go straight back into the air. Did you know that the gargoyles were so hard to fight? I fucking didn't. This is new information to me. This is new information. What the fuck? I have gold pine resin. The reason why that didn't work previously was literally because I had the opportunity to kill that guy with gold pine resin, and he's flying in the fucking air when the second one's coming down out of my reach, and then the second one comes into the fray, and then acts as the ultimate distraction. You know, I'm constantly trying to avoid his fire, avoiding everything he's doing, and then I can't hit the other one. I'm literally here with 10 years of experience playing exactly this game, playing it to death, and I'm struggling with the second boss. It's pathetic. Anyway. I do have an unupgraded short sword, but I also have gold pine resin, which should counterbalance that fact. But no, it's shit. I think my defense also sucks. What I'm going to be really annoyed by is if I use the next pine resin and I still don't succeed in killing him. Oh, fuck off. How have you circled around me so perfectly? Are you shitting me right now? Did you see how he so perfectly circled around me so as to box me in? This is one of the worst experiences I've ever fucking had. No, I mean, that would probably be a bit hyperbolic, but seriously. Apparently Microsoft bought Activision. Can we stop having this situation where Microsoft is going to be the one company owning everything? Can we just not have that? Microsoft suck. I think everyone would agree that Microsoft can eat a dick, and yet they're buying everything. This is not encouraging for the future. Anyway. Let's go again. Why is this part of the game giving me so much difficulty? What the fuck? This is quite unbelievable. Whatever, I think it's well understood that I'm not bad at the game, it's just for some reason I'm fucking struggling with this. And one of the... I guess it's interesting, it has to do with human nature. The more you fail, quite oftentimes, the more you will struggle to succeed because you'll get increasingly annoyed. And I'm getting increasingly annoyed. What that means, what that actually translates to is less patience, you'll be less measured in what you do, and yeah, it sort of snowballs from there. Yeah, don't give them ideas. No, From Software are next, I'm telling you. I mean, From Software have become hugely successful in the gaming space over the last 6 years. So, yeah. It'll happen. In fact, you know what? I'm going to say this. I don't engage in prognostication, but I'm going to this time. Microsoft's going to buy From Software. At some point. I don't know when, but it'll happen. It's got to. I'm surprised they haven't been acquired by someone at this stage. Depends on how much self-respect... Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. What I need to do is... I have to be extremely aggressive. I can't be extremely aggressive because this guy's breathing fire on the monster that I need to be hitting right now. Hit him, quickly. Okay, so extreme aggression, just to get rid of one of two, is very important. I was quite assured of the fact that I had evaded that attack, but clearly I hadn't. I hate you, you know. See, now that is not hard. This is what it means to be unable to kill the first one fast enough. You just kill that first one and you're fine, but I was struggling to do that. And that's what happens. You just get absolutely shat on. Now, what is really going to cause problems for me is the fact that I'm only sitting on 10,600 souls. Now, I need 20,000 to get the Crest of Artorias, and I can tell you right now, I'm not going forward in this game. I'm not continuing through this game without a source of souls to basically purchase arrows. That's what I need at this stage. It's not so much for leveling up. It's good for leveling up, obviously, but what I need is money for arrows, souls for arrows. And I'm going to need the Crest of Artorias to acquire that. If I can get the Darkwood Green Ring, then that's great. If I can get the Black Bow of Faris, even better. But I'm not holding my breath on the latter point. At the very least, I need souls. And I'm almost tempted to make my way through the Undead... you know, lower Undead Berg, that is to say. In the interest of acquiring more souls, but I don't think that's a good idea. I'll probably end up going up against the Capra Demon and getting absolutely shat on, so I'm going to not do that. Yeah, I'd say I wasn't bullying the boss in this case. Definitely the boss was giving me enough trouble. Come on, I don't have arrows, just get over here. Normally I'd draw you to me, but... Are you shitting me? I have quite... Oh. Yes, I've identified a material desire to... on your part to piss me off, but... this needs to stop. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, that's right, it's a short sword. Are you kidding me? You know, guy with short sword complains about low range. Well... what's it called, Doomlink? Short sword. Wouldn't mind a bolder side sword at this point. I'd actually shit. Like, if I said that and then picked up a bolder side sword, I'd absolutely dump ass in my chair right here. Right here and now. Figuratively speaking. Anyway, I have to now try and get to 20,000 souls by killing these guys. It's going to be a slow, boring process. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Actually, I may as well kill you guys as well. That would make sense. If I'm seeking at this stage to acquire souls, then that would be appropriate. You know what I often fail to do? When I am trying to get souls to purchase the Crest of Artorias, I oftentimes forget that there's a fucking Titanite demon to kill. So what I'll usually end up doing is I'll grind all the souls to get the crest, and then I'll go and kill the Titanite demon. And then I will invariably say, oh, I probably should have killed this Titanite demon before I got this Crest of Artorias. I'm going to do that this time. I'm going to be sensible. Hello. So, I'm going to be fighting you with an unupgraded short sword. This is going to be very fun. Oh, dear Jesus. In the first instance, I will say that this is not recommended. What a waste of my life. This is going to take so long. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Okay, I'll do it. I'm already this far into the process. Why are you jumping there? It's a bit harder to hit you when you're in amongst all this rubble. Ever thought about playing with the randomizer mod? Yes. The reason why I do not is because I'm not at that point yet where I've played so much of the game on my channel that there is no enjoyment to be had from just playing the game vanilla. Randomizer mods are for people who literally cannot enjoy themselves by playing the game normally anymore, so they have to resort to doing weird shit like that to enjoy themselves. I'm not one of those people. Or at the very least, you know, I haven't done so much on my channel that I feel that it would be necessary. I've considered doing it for the 3D Zelda games, but... yeah. Once again, I'm still having a lot of fun playing those games normally, so... I don't see a need for it. Fuck off. The rubble's in the way. That tail is problematic. Can you not jump on my face? Take it easy. Alright. Well, I would imagine it has a randomizer mod. I haven't heard of one, but I know Wind Waker does, so I wouldn't be surprised if Twilight Princess had one, seriously. Please don't fucking kill me now. I really don't need that. That would be such a waste of my time. I don't think I'd lose anything, but I would lose time, and time is precious. To me, anyway. Fucking thing in my way. There's always something in my way. There's always something standing between me and my objective. And I grow weary of it. Yes, please do that. Makes it a lot easier for me to hit you. We're almost done. I know this has been pretty boring. I'm surprised I'm still awake. But, yeah, the monster's almost dead, okay? The enemy, we'll say. I say monster because I play Monster Hunter, alright? I guess you can comfortably refer to this as a monster. It's just a bit weird for non-Monster Hunter games to refer to things as monsters, I guess. I don't know. Alright. Demon Titanite, we got 2,000 souls out of that. Was that worth it? No! But that's alright. At least now we know that it's dead, and that I have the souls added to my counter, and yeah, we can move on and now grind more souls. The soul grinding period. That's alright. This is what I'm having to deal with at this time. I'm going to make another assessment of the visual appearance of this live stream. I look fine. The game looks fine. I'm assuming that the game volume is appropriate. Has the game volume been fine? Has it been too loud or too quiet? Please tell me. Because I can't really monitor it while playing. I did some sort of test before going live, and it seemed like the volume was perfectly fine, but yeah. Uncertainty is always present. again, I apologise for how much I'm having to use what is not a bow in what is referred to as a pure bow build. But it won't continue in this way. In fact, because I'm working towards this soul farming location, which I'll access through the Crest of Artorias, I should no longer have to deal with not having enough arrows. Can you stop? If I can hit you both, please. I hate you so terribly. It's because I had already resolved to get an attack out before he started whipping his little rapier around to parry me, so... yeah. Let's get those 13,000 souls back. You know, if I lost those souls, I'd be such a beaten and broken man that I'd probably need a few weeks to recover from it. But we won't lose those souls. They're right there. It's impossible to lose them. He says before you know. It's not happening. Anyway. Hello. I just don't like this part of the game. Look, we would have been so much better off if I had kept that 4,000 souls. But no, I lost them. Can you please just come over here? What pisses me off is that I keep alerting the rapier guy to my presence, and I don't like that. And I want to deal with that. If I'm dealing with the rapier guy, I want it to be a one-on-one. That's not really how it's turning out to be. I was lucky in this respect. I'll do... I guess the sound alerted the other guy. I don't want the rapier guy to heal himself. I said I don't want you to heal yourself. The other guy can do what he wants. He's easy to fight. The rapier guy is a little bit more problematic. People are going to tune in. Where's the bow? This is a pure bow build. Rawr. Someone's ringing the bell. I'm telling you, people are still playing the game. In the original PC version. Or on the original PC version. And I like that. I suppose in the process of killing all these boulders, or boulder knights, I am sort of working towards getting the boulder side sword. Not really. I mean, I'd like to have it, but if I could get it, it would be really good. I wouldn't mind that as my weapon to fall back on in the event that I can't do something with the bow. There might be certain points in the game where I can't get by with a bow, in which case I would use... you know what's really gonna suck? The Four Kings boss, I think, is gonna really suck with a bow. Unless I'm doing a lot of damage with it. It's just really going to suck, so... I don't know if I would resolve to kill the Four Kings with a bow, and only a bow. That might be totally and utterly miserable. The thing is that when you're using a bow, your DPS is kind of low, and look, at the end of the day, by the time I've reached the Four Kings, whatever bow I'm using is probably not going to be doing so much damage that the fight's just going to work out. I don't think it will, because again, if you take too long to kill the individual kings in the boss, or in the boss fight scenario, you have to deal with too many of them at once. They start to circle around you, and then they hit you from a distance, and then you die. And that's probably what's going to happen when I'm using a bow, but I guess that's a bridge that we'll have to cross when we come to it, but I'm not looking forward to it. We'll put it that way. Hello again. Are you having fun yet? Oh, come on with your fucking prolonged attack. He thrusts with his rapier, and then the damage remains for the entirety of that animation. Definitely feeling the limitations of this short sword at this stage. Look at that. See what I mean? He thrusts his sword and then it stays damaging for ages. My character's yelling a lot. says the, says the guy. That was a bit hard on my throat, shouldn't have done that. You could already hear it, presumably, so I didn't really need to imitate it on top of that. 2 people doing it is unnecessary. God. I guess I got into it too hard. I was too passionate about my imitation. I know you're trying to heal. I understand your AI well enough to have worked that much out. Ugh. I don't know why I'm genuinely hoping for a bolder side sword. I wouldn't, under normal circumstances, so much as dream of picking it up unless I had, like, 10 humanity in the counter at least. That is to suggest that, that's not rather to suggest that I could get better item discovery with more than 10 humanity in the counter. It is rather to suggest that there are things outside of adding humanity in the counter that can give you better item discovery. Yes. Hello, Tech. Oh, yes, I understand the joke. Very appropriate. I'm telling you, the cooldown on those commands is driving me insane. In theory, it's good, but in practice it makes me want to snap someone's neck. Alright, well... Good night. I shouldn't have done a jump attack. Arr. Well, no, that... He didn't sound like a pirate. So that was not an appropriate imitation. Not in my opinion. I wish this could be more entertaining, but it's not, so what would you have me do? What would you have me do? Same confrontations over and over and over again. And then that fucker's gonna heal himself. Seriously. But how do you so effectively block my attack with your buckler? It's a buckler. The thing's barely functional as a shield. Oh, eat me. To a degree that would see me unable to achieve full sperm delivery for weeks on end. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. Suck me dry, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is the other one? No, okay, he is still there. At this stage, I'm literally preemptively pressing the X button, expecting something to drop. That is wishful thinking, reaching a whole new level. Ooh. See, now that impression is a whole lot less taxing on my throat. I do realize that you guys don't actually know how many souls I have right now. It is 16,360. So, yeah, sit tight. Sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. Is there a better way for me to get souls right now? Probably. Let me think. I don't want to fight the Capra Demon. I think that would be a stupid idea, especially with this number of souls on hand. I don't want to lose them. That would be really, really bad. So bad that I couldn't even begin to explain how bad that would be. Words fail me. I haven't a single word in my lexicon to actually use that would be accurately representative of just how fucking awful that would be. You fuckers healing yourselves when I'm dealing with two of you at once is totally intolerable. There is not even a slight... There is no tolerance there for that on my part. I'm not sitting here thinking you guys are playing fair, no. Oh, I've got Estus Flask, so you guys should too. No, there's none of that. I don't feel that way about it at all. Should I try and kill the boar? I don't think the boar... to be honest, the amount of effort that it would take to kill the boar, I think would make it a totally pointless venture. I got it! Fuckers. Things just work out, don't they? I fucking got it. Boulder side sword, what are the... Oh, baby. Now, what was the damage of the short sword? 94. I mean, we've got a bit more damage, which is good. Oh my god. I'm weak in the knees as we speak. Fortunately, I'm sitting down. I think I made a weird noise when I picked it up. I just didn't really know how to react. I was like, well, okay. I'll make this weird noise. But yeah. I fucking got the Boulder Side Sword. No increase of item discovery whatsoever. With 100 item discovery, I got it. So this is going to be the weapon that I'll fall back on for the entirety of this build. And I like that. I like the Boulder Side Sword. It's one of my favorite weapons in the game. Just because it's not that easy to get, and not many people use it. I love the thrust. I think it's got a good range to it. I mean, compared to what I was using before, it's definitely got good range. I also like the fact that it has the appearance of a thrusting weapon, but it's actually not a thrusting weapon. I like that. Now what I'm going to do, particularly now that I've killed the boulders enough to have acquired this sword, I'm going to see how many souls these guys give me. They only give me 100. So I think I'm going to continue killing the Boulder Knights. If I'm only getting 100 from them, it's not worth it. I'm getting 200 from the Boulder Knights. This has absolutely worked in my favour. I'm thoroughly impressed with this turn of events. And it was all worth it in the end. That it was. See, things just work out. Even if it looks like you're at some sort of disadvantage, there's a reason why these things happen. I wouldn't have killed enough Boulder Knights to have acquired this side sword had I actually retained the 4,000 souls that I had previously lost. So, there you go. Things just work out, don't they? Oh, touché. I just love the range of this fucking thing after that short sword I was using. To call this an improvement would be an understatement. Ugh. Feels so good. I don't mind hearing the bell. I'm sure some people hear the bell and they're like, oh, there's the bell again, how annoying. Well, in my opinion, it's comforting. I bet, yeah, I knew you were coming. I knew. Nobody told me. I was not alerted to the fact that you were coming, but I knew that you were. You're not going to do too well in parrying me from that distance, my friend. This is a Boulder Side Sword. It's got marginally better range than the previous weapon I was using. Don't you love this fucking strong attack? Ugh. Just perfect. Oh. So fast. It's got so much range. I'm a happy individual. Yes. Yes! Something was dropped by the crossbow firing individual over there. And it was a Titanite Charm, which is actually quite useful to pick up at this point. I've got 4 of them. I can purchase them from Andrea the Storer, but I'd like to keep my souls for purchasing arrows at this stage. So it was raining outside, but I think the rain has stopped and it might not be overcast for too much longer. It might stay overcast, I don't know. But it shouldn't affect the lighting conditions of my recording. In the negative sense, anyway. And indeed, the return of the sun would be a negative thing for my recording setup. This is basically designed to work with low lighting at this stage. I will actually check, probably at the end of this particular round, how my visual appearance is. Because sometimes my chroma key will be so strict that if I start to get some natural light... Oh my god. If I start to get some natural light, I'll start phasing out of existence. And it'll look really dumb. Well, you're performing much better now than you have in the past. Maybe not much better, but... You know, you have your moments when you really keep me on my toes, and then there are other times when I just completely and utterly shit on you. Oh, come on. Hello. Alright, I'll go aggressive then, if you're gonna be like that. And I was rewarded for my tactics. Oh. A soul counter update. We are at 19,220. The goal being 20,000. So hopefully one more round, maybe not one more round. If we're lucky, one more round. I'm thinking one more. We shall see. I do of course realise that this point in the build is not the most entertaining, but it is necessary, and it will be very helpful in the long run. And furthermore, I've picked up the Boulder Side Sword. I do have to do something about my armor. I have to get better armor or something. I haven't made a decision on what armor I want to make for this build, so I'm sure inspiration will come to me at some point, but for the moment, I've still got this basic, unupgraded set. And the weight of it is pretty low. It's quite light armor, and yet I'm not able to fast roll with these two things equipped, so I'm definitely going to have to put points into endurance when I'm next leveling up. I hate you, I really do. You're very annoying to find. Stop! Fucking hell. Good day. I see that you're playing smart, but it will not be enough to outsmart me. For I am not a video game AI. Well, I suppose it would be better to say, I am not video game AI. There you go, that's how we speak in a grammatically accurate fashion. Okay. we now, ladies and gentlemen, have 20,000 souls. Specifically, 20,140. We can now purchase the Crest of Artorias. We are finally done with this stage of the game. But I guess technically I will be doing more soul farming, so... yeah, we're soul farming somewhere else now. Which hopefully is to be welcomed, but I do realise that maybe it still won't be all that fun. I wish I could have gotten a little bit more done in this recording. I'm still going to be recording for, you know, a little while longer. I'm going to be shooting for about 2 hours. But it has to be said that the amount of time that I had to spend killing those gargoyles, or rather attempting to kill them, has caused me to get less done in the time that I have allotted for myself, or that I have allocated. So, with the Crest of Artorias purchased, we are making our way to the door that actually doesn't need to be opened until after Anor Londo has been cleared. So several bosses down the line is when you actually need to open the door. There is no point in the game where the door doesn't need to be opened, or rather, the game cannot be completed without opening the door, but you may as well do it early on, because early on, you gain access to a few helpful things. For those seeking to deal heavy thrust damage, there is the Hornet Ring. For those who want a fast rolling build with crazy range, you've got the Darkwood Grain Ring. For bow builds such as this one, you've got the Black Bow of Faris. There are a few goodies to be found in there. I'm just not too sure if I can very reliably kill Faris the Archer. Faris, I don't know how I'm pronouncing it. You can tell that I'm going back and forth on that. But yeah, I'll try to get that bow. It would be really good to get it. I think it upgrades through regular Titanite. And what that means is that I'll be able to pick it up and then use all the Titanite that I have now to upgrade that. I'd actually really prefer that. It's better to do that than putting resources into a bow that I'm not going to use in the end game. That's the way I look at it. Now, I'm certainly at risk right now. Basically one hit away from being killed, because these guys are very strong. So we've got the priest dead, we've got the spirit that doesn't respawn. I think the thief is here. Don't know where he is though. Seems that the caster is throwing himself off as well. And where is the thief? Hello? The thief has not followed me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try my hand at Faris. I'm going to see just how hard he is to kill. He's probably very hard to kill. But I would say at least as difficult as these guys. But if I'm fighting him one-on-one, it might be okay. Might. That is the key word. So, obviously the enemies that I was killing before were dropping 200 souls. These guys are dropping 2,000. So, obviously, it's much better to be killing these guys than any other enemy in the areas that I have immediate access to. This is not Faris, this is some other fucking guy. I don't know what the deal with him is. I don't even remember him. Come on, man. Stop struggling so terribly. Are you alright? Yeah. I will cheese you, I'm quite happy to do that. I'm just hoping that you're not going to leash. Because his spawn point's a little bit further than everyone else's. Is he leashing? He is. I don't even know where he is now. What's going on with you? Yeah, he's leashing. He doesn't want to cross a certain point. Oh my fucking god. You see why I'm cheesing these people? Now hopefully Fardis doesn't have this sort of health. Oh my god, you're pissing me off. My only real hope is to kick him off the edge, but that's really dangerous. Can I even get him to the edge? Actually, Boulder Shield would be much better. Hello. If you can follow me to the edge, that would be really good. Come on. Will you come? You sure will. Brilliant. Now, he dropped 3,000 souls. I don't think he respawns. There is a knight that is very similar to him that spawns here that doesn't respawn, so I'm just going to hope that he doesn't respawn. The reason why I hope that he doesn't is that he's going to make killing Fardis a whole lot harder if I need to, you know, make multiple attempts to do this. What I'm thinking is that it will be a one attempt sort of affair, because I think I'm going to find out whether I can kill him or not, and if I can comfortably kill him, I can probably do it in one go. Oh, I can do it. I think. If he hits me with that arrow, I'm probably going to die. Oh, I can knock him off. What I'm trying to do is kick him off. There you go. So that will have killed Fardis. Now, if I quit and reload, I don't know if his stuff will be where he fell or where he spawns. We're going to find out. Let us find out. It is where he spawned. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce that we have a bow that I'll be using into the endgame. The Black Bow of Fardis. This is highly recommended for builds that are very focused on dexterity, which this one will be. So, I'll be doing that. Now, provided I can... Okay, let's kill this guy, that's fine. Provided I can kick the... well... how are we going to do this? So, we need to join the Forest Covenant, basically. Oh, actually, come to think of it, I have to cheese you, don't I? I can't fight you normally, that's not going to work at all. You know what can be done, because he's only dropping 1,000 souls. We need to talk to the cat. The cat, once talked to, will immediately cause aggroed enemies to no longer be aggroed. I'm going to join this covenant, which will cause Shiva of the East and the ninja to spawn. Provided I can kick off the ninja without accidentally attacking. I hate doing that. No one's going to be aggroed. And then I hope that I can kick Shiva of the East off the edge without fucking that up. So, can I do a kick consistently? Looks like I can, so yeah, I'm trying to work out whether or not I can personally do it consistently. Okay, so that's been done. Now I can get the Darkwood Greenery. Oh, that is considered, that is actually considered me killing him. Okay. So, can I've never tried to do it before, at least I don't think so. I've never tried to cheese Shiva of the East. We're going to see how it works, as long as he stays aggroed on me. Let's see how it works. It depends on... oh, he's leashing, that fucker. I have to try and kick him off the edge. Let's see. Yeah, see how he leashes there? There you go. Now, we will have access to both of their stuff. The Ninja and Shiva of the East's stuff. Just in case I will actually quit and reload, because they might not, like, their stuff might not appear in this unless I actually load a new instance of the game. So we'll do that. This has all very much worked in my favour. I'm currently sitting on 23,540 souls. We've already made all of the souls back that we spent to gain access to this location and more. That is the entire reason why we are here. It is so that we may make souls quickly and effectively. I don't like his hesitant movements. Looks like he's not hesitating anymore, but... And there is the thief as well. Very nicely done. Now, if every single confrontation with these guys, where I cheese them, could work that perfectly, that would be great. It almost never happens, though. I'm gonna try to kick you off. No. Thank you. Do the work for me. Makes my life a whole lot easier. I am now sitting on 30,000 souls. Neither the Murakumo nor the iron round shield will be of use to me, but that Darkwood Green Ring will be of use to me. It's just that it's not going to do anything now because my endurance is not high enough. I will certainly work on my endurance so that I may fast roll. Might get endurance to 20, I think that'd be good. I want endurance to be fairly high anyway, because I want lots of stamina to shoot lots of arrows, you know? If you shoot arrows off consistently, you actually don't recover stamina, I don't think, or maybe you do. I'm not too sure. How about endurance to 16 just for the moment? Nope. Oh yes, the boulder shield. Let's not... There you go. So with the boulder shield, that's fine. We'll keep endurance to 16 for the moment. I'll get you to 15, and then maybe you to 25. Brilliant. So, what also needs to be done is I need to upgrade the black bow. What are the requirements for this? It turns out that I have all the required parameters. So the black bow I don't think needs to be upgraded in any special way. I think it will be upgraded through the normal path. In other words, it'll go to plus 15 in the standard path, and that is going to be ideal for our dexterity build. I'll also have a crossbow that I will use, probably the Avalon. What I think we'll end up doing is I'll have an Avalon shooting lightning bolts or something like that. Something that's not going to be so related to my dexterity. Something that'll just do high base damage. That's probably how we'll work it out. So with that, let's move on. Now what's happened? Why am I suddenly slow? I didn't add anything. Oh, the black bow is heavier than the short bow. That's what it is. Okay. How much heavier is it? It can't be that much heavier, they're both light bows. Relatively similar in size. Short bow is 0.5. Okay. So I'll just put a bit more into endurance. I think I've got more souls to acquire, don't I? Or maybe I don't. Okay. Sometimes it can be really delayed, as far as when you acquire the souls from the enemy that's fallen off the edge. They can take a while to die, I don't know how that works. Some of them actually take maybe as long as 10 seconds to die. It's very odd. What is this being increased by? If it's being increased by 1, that's all I need. It's 0.5. That is the differential. The dexterity that I'm at currently can probably stay there. I will... You know what I'll do? I will take myself to level 30, and then I think I might leave it there. Once I'm at level 30, I can probably then focus on getting souls to purchase arrows. That's probably going to work fine. In which case, what do I want to work on? Vitality? Or shall we continue? No, let's get Vitality to 20 before working on Dexterity further. I don't want to touch my Strength for this build. This is one of those builds where I really want to keep it. Oh, what the fuck is going on? It's 0.5... Whatever. Endurance will come next. My hope is that these enemies will continue to be cooperative with me. Sometimes they're really not, particularly this guy here, this first in line. He causes trouble. Sometimes he just stands back and shoots magic at me and refuses to move. And I hate that. The thief is coming now. Ugh. That's obviously my attempt at making the same noise she is making. It just so happens that I don't have a feminine voice, so I cannot very well imitate her. Hopefully one more point in endurance will do the trick. What I will do in the meantime, though, is I'll do several rounds of this so that I can accumulate a good number of souls. You think this process is silly? Well, might be silly, but it's very helpful. Oh god. Here we go. You know, whose fucking idea was it to design your AI so that you just keep on attacking without stopping? You just swing once, and then again, and then again, and then again. I can't even recover from it. I was trying to kick him off, or at least attack him off, but he just wouldn't fucking stop. Fuck this guy. Anyway. It's not like my souls are in a place where I'm at risk of losing them, but... what a dick. That's one of the reasons why it's helpful to have a shield on hand. It's so that you can just block their attacks, and that serves to push them off as well. Cleric goes off. And fortunately... oh no, just as I was about to say it. Now, let's see how long he wants to stand here casting magic. You would think that repositioning to that extent would cause him to reassess the situation. Alright. Fucker. I'm all kitted out in Boulder Knight stuff. Not really, I mean, I've just got the shield and the side sword, but you can tell that I've killed a few of them. Just having this side sword is indicative of that. Ow. Yeah, could have guessed. Could have guessed. Oh well. I did die, you are correct. Sitting on 16,000 souls. I'll probably wait until I get to 20,000, which should be in the next round, and then I'll level up again. Now, it is technically possible for me to die between here and reaching those souls, technically. But I don't want to consider that to be a possibility. That would be really quite awful. Thoroughly and almost incomprehensibly awful. Maybe not incomprehensibly awful, but it would suck for sure. I'll have to curb my drama. Well, I ended up pressing the wrong frickin' button on my controller, and I attacked instead of raised my shield. But it didn't actually fuck me over in the end, which I'm thankful for. Okay, this should allow me to fast roll, right? Please? Please. Thank you. Now, we are at soul level 30, which means that the next souls that we acquire will be for purchasing, well, actually, purchasing arrows, but also leveling up the black bow as best I can. I'll get another 20,000. That should be enough to hopefully purchase whatever Titanite Shards I need. Ooh, maybe. I think so. Yeah, it will be, absolutely. So we'll just get to 20,000 again. I think that's 4 rounds or something like that. Yeah, something like that. You like the backflip? Check that. Woo. May as well use the Darkwood Grain Ring while I've got it. Oh, come on. No, stop it. This is an example of a situation where they are being really uncooperative. Alright, if everyone can come and join the party. There's a lot going on down there. I'll see you down there, guys. No. No. I'm glad that his attacking caused him to throw himself off the edge. I'm very pleased by that. Alright. I will say that overall I've been pretty lucky with the AI in this particular run. Oftentimes they just do really weird shit that makes no sense at all. Stop it. What I'm especially happy about is that as I play the PC version now, like as I record this game, it is actually contributing to my time spent playing the game on the PC. The time spent playing on the 360 or PS3 means nothing to me, but on the PC I actually have a record of the time that I've put in the game. And if I can contribute to that while recording here, that's great. I love that. Come on. Are you gonna come or are you gonna get stuck again? Thank you. Don't you dare. Fuck you. That sorcerer is always the one that causes trouble. I don't know what it is about him. He's a rebellious spirit. He doesn't just go along with your plans. Seems that they are quite happy to pursue me at the moment. That's the impression I get from this run. No. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I know you want to come and join the party down there. They're having a lot of fun down there, man. You have no need to force yourself to abstain in this way. And then he loses interest. You have been invited. If you have yet to receive the invitation, I'm happy to send another one out. What are you doing? Alright. Now, I'm not technically at 20,000, but I'm close enough. I'm at 19,789. Best game, yeah. Pretty much. So, this is enough to level up like 3 times, but I'm not going to be using it for that purpose. We're going to use these to level up our bow as much as we can at this point in the game, and also to... Well, what I'll do is I'll prioritize the purchasing of any Titanite shards that are needed, and then I will furthermore... Oh, you know what? I'm going to need a lot of Titanite shards. I'm going to need more than 20,000 souls. I will also be upgrading the Boulder Side Sword, because I'd forgotten about that. I hadn't actually factored that in. Realistically, I shouldn't really need to use the Boulder Side Sword. This is a pure bow build, for those who are unaware. I do realise that I haven't been doing much in the way of using my bow, but that's not going to continue for much longer. But what that essentially means is that, as of this moment, I shouldn't really need to fall back on the Boulder Side Sword. So maybe I don't want to upgrade it after all. I don't know. I mean, I probably should. So... Anyway, the overall point is that it is not a priority to upgrade the Boulder Side Sword in the same way that it is a priority to upgrade the Black Bow of Hades. But, yeah. We're going to upgrade them both anyway. So, I think it's 9. Is it 8 or is it 9? I always forget. I think it's 9. Please be 9. Well, actually, it doesn't even matter, does it? Because I'll need more Titanite shards to upgrade the Boulder Side Sword anyway. Why am I being so dramatic about it? I'm pretty sure it's 9. To get 2 plus 5. It is. Yes! I got it right. And you know what? Oh, it's 800 per... I thought it was 500. Well, there you go. There's another 9. We'll reinforce the Boulder Side Sword. Okay. Now, how many large arrows can we purchase? 139. I think we'll be alright for a little while with those. What I will actually do is I will grind more souls. I'm going to grind about 20,000 again, and I'm going to spend... I want to get to 999 arrows. Well, maybe not. Maybe I won't go that far, but I will get as many arrows as I can purchase with those 20,000 souls that I get from the next run. That way, I don't have to worry so much about arrows. I don't want to have to keep coming back here to get arrows. So, if I can just do it all in one go, and have that be enough arrows for quite some time, I think that would be best. The less I have to come here, the better. I do have to do something about my armor. I'll probably end up using the gold hemmed set or something like that. I'll have to make an allowance for... Oh yeah, I'll have to actually put more points into endurance to make up for that, come to think of it. I'll probably have to get endurance to 20. Meh. I'll work on doing that as I, kill bosses. I'll kill the Capra Demon and level up with his souls, and yeah. I'll do the same with Quelaag and all of that business. Why are both of you being uncooperative? You! Get over here. I hate it when this happens. "Ah!" says the woman. I'm using the iframes of the backwards roll to avoid needing to use the shield to avoid being flinched. Not that being flinched is all that terrible, but... yeah. Well, I guess it's more fun to roll through it, isn't it? Isn't it? Wouldn't you reckon, mate? That's the impression I have. Ugh. I'm a bit too good for this sorcerer. I'm a talented ninja. Come on. This was the bane of my existence once upon a time. I'm getting flashbacks. He managed to flinch me twice. That's actually a reasonably notable achievement. But yes, I will try to play more Dark Souls. I haven't been playing enough of it. I've only been doing Monster Hunter recently. The reason why I've only been doing Monster Hunter is because I have been recording less as of late. Not by choice, but just because I just don't have as much time on my hands these days. And that has led me to prioritise Monster Hunter. Like, if I'm going to do 2 or 3 recordings in a week, I'd rather it be Monster Hunter than something else. But I don't know. I'd like to do some more Souls. So that's what I'm doing. And now that I'm recording PC comfortably, you better fucking believe that at some point soon, certainly at some point this year, in the year of 2022, I will do a Dark Souls 2 livestream playthrough. It's been many years coming, but I think the time is approaching. I need to present that game to you all. The game which almost single-handedly ruined my opinion of the series. But, unlike Capcom, they didn't actually commit to that change of direction. Dark Souls 2 and Monster Hunter World are very similar to one another, in terms of what they were to the series and what effect they had on the series. But From Software had the dignity to walk away from it, okay? Whereas Capcom, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a single shit. So, yeah, From Software saved face with me. Not that that matters to them, of course. Or possibly to anyone, but that is the reality. They redeemed themselves in my eyes. Oh great, look who's fucking stuck over there. They redeemed themselves for me, and yeah, I can comfortably say that I love the Soul series. And I can only say that I love the Monster Hunter series, provided we ensure that we don't mistakenly refer to 5th generation as part of the series, which I believe would be a case of mistaken identity. Come on. So that leaves me to take endurance to 20. Hopefully that'll be enough for now, and then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to get any more souls, that'll be enough. I'm only sitting on 11,000 after those 2 level ups. But I'm going to use this to get as many arrows as I can purchase, and then we're going to make our way to the Undead Burg. Well, Lower Undead Burg specifically. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to actually save that for the next recording. It doesn't please me to say that, but I'm basically out of time. I'm a busy man. And yeah, that is the time that I have available to me today. The time is fast approaching where I will be doing fairly frequent evening recordings throughout the week. That will be happening for sure. But that won't be for another few weeks, maybe another month. We'll see. Very good. 1 soul left. I have precisely 1 soul. 1 guy has died for my benefit. That's not how that works anyway. But you know what I mean. So, we've got the Black Bow of Faris, which has been upgraded to +5. With our current dexterity at 25, that translates to 176 damage, which is fine. It's not amazing, but it'll do the job as our main weapon. Hopefully, as of the next recording for this build, we will be able to more accurately achieve what this build set out to do, and that is to only use the bow. I extend light apologies for not having only used the bow for this recording. What I hope is that you have made an allowance for the fact that I have not used it for literally every confrontation, because that would be very difficult given the circumstances. I have every intention of only using the bow going forward. And the situations where I use the bolder side sword will relate to anything that arrows can't deal with. I don't know what those things would be. I've got a sneaking suspicion that there will be certain situations where shooting an arrow won't work. So let's say, for example, opening an invisible wall. Maybe that can't be done with arrows. It might be possible to do that, but let's say, for instance, that it didn't work to shoot an arrow to open one of those. Under those circumstances, I would use the bolder side sword to open the way. So I don't know what other examples there would be in the future, but that's what I mean when I say that I do have a weapon to fall back on, and I will do that. I will fall back on that weapon if it is necessary. But outside of that, outside of being in a situation where arrows don't do anything, and outside of running out of ammunition, I will only be using the bow. So, there you go. I will see you all when I'm next recording Dark Souls. Hopefully that will be sometime soon. And I think I shall bid you all farewell. But I need to get my keyboard to stop the live stream. So yeah, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye for now.